Welcome back to Straight Talk. I'm Laurel Porter. We're looking at sexual harassment in the workplace with three of Oregon's top attorneys who bring different perspectives to the issue. Welcome once again to Lisa LeSage, Dana Sullivan, and Mariann Hyland. Thanks again for being here.
Thank you.
Oprah Winfrey at the Golden Globes. A lot of people chatting about that this week. Oprah was awarded the Cecil B. DeMille Lifetime Achievement Award at the Golden Globes, and she seized the moment really to inspire and crystallize for a lot of people what the Me Too movement's all about. She talked about women standing up to patriarchy, including civil rights heroes Recy Taylor and Rosa Parks, and women recently speaking out about sexual harassment in Hollywood and beyond. She concluded her speech with a message of hope. Let's listen.
I've interviewed and portrayed people who've withstood some of the ugliest things life can throw at you, but the one quality all of them seem to share is an ability to maintain hope for a brighter morning, even during our darkest nights. So I want all the girls watching here and now to know that a new day is on the horizon. And when that new day finally dawns, it will be because of a lot of magnificent women, many of whom are right here in this room tonight, and some pretty phenomenal men fighting hard to make sure that they become the leaders who take us to the time when nobody ever has to say, "Me too," again. Thank you.
I don't know about you, but I got goosebumps all over again. She is quite an orator. So let me start with Mariann. What do you think we can do here in Oregon to make a change and end sexual harassment?
I like to see the continuation of grassroots activism. We need to continue to improve our laws. And we need to get more women running for office in elected positions. We need to fill our legislature with women, our local governments, and ultimately Congress. So that's what I'd like to see happen.
How about you, Dana? I know that you have looked specifically at laws and policies that might affect how women are treated, and so what would you change?
Well, I think there's a legislative slate that has been developed through the Time's Up movement that's grown out of Me Too, and among the very great ideas there are, number one, to eliminate companies' ability to require employees who have claims against the company to arbitrate them privately as opposed to pursuing a claim in court. There are also ideas like applying the discrimination laws that apply to employees to independent contractors, which would ensure that folks like domestics or other people who are working in workplaces as independent contractors could bring a claim for sexual harassment if they experience that sort of abuse.
How does the confidentiality agreements, how does that affect women in the workplace?
Well, when you resolve these claims confidentially, then obviously the word doesn't get out that you have a perpetrator in your midst. Particularly in the public sector, where we've seen in Congress with the John Conyers situation, it is somewhat shocking that you could resolve these claims with public funds and there would be no way for the public to know that. I think in private agreements, confidentiality is often a benefit to the woman because there's always the fear that just knowledge that you've pursued a claim of that type might dissuade a prospective employer from hiring you.
Lisa, what do you want to see changed?
Well, I think what's powerful, and this goes to I think what Mariann said, is it's really an opportunity for us to look to these communities that are usually have been marginalized and talk and really enter into some honest dialogue and listening about how we can facilitate opportunities for young girls and women to use their voices and to then stand aside so that they're able to do that, and then ask how we can accompany them so that we're not coming in saying, hey, we can do this for you kind of a thing, but that this Me Too movement actually means Me Too. So I think that these are the kinds of things that, really looking at the groups of people that have been working in these communities for a very long time and saying, how can we help facilitate this to happen? How can we give you access to the tools and to the resources that you need to be able to make this happen, and then follow it through?
Mariann, what can employers do that might be watching right now? What can they do to try to prevent sexual harassment in the workplace?
So it starts at the top, at the very top, highest levels of the organization. There needs to be a commitment. It needs to be talked about. It needs to be made clear. There need to be policies in place that prohibit harassment and discrimination, and that have a complaint process and a procedure that's well advertised and visible. And then there needs to be accountability to make sure that people who engage in behavior in violation of the policy are held accountable. And then training, of course.
We have about a minute and a half left, but Dana, I know that you're involved with the National Women's Law Center. They set up a network of women attorneys across the country that agreed to provide free consultation for women facing sexual harassment and sexual assault. Tell us why you agreed to be a part of that and how you hope it helps.
Well, I think it's people are dissuaded from contacting lawyers, in part because the process is mysterious, and in part because they think it would be prohibitively costly. And the benefit of the National Women's Law Center Legal Equity Network, as it's called, is that a woman can go to their website or call their office in DC and get the name and contact information of a lawyer in their area who's committed to meet with them for free. And so that gives folks options to just explore what their options are, have a lawyer educate them about what they can do, and help guide them through the process if they choose to pursue a claim. And through Time's Up, there's also a legal defense fund that might help fund those claims if women decide to pursue them.
So any woman who might be watching now could give you a call?
Absolutely.
Mariann, we only have about 30 seconds, but a final thought.
I think that we should be proud of ourselves as a nation that we're having this dialogue right now, and I think it's an opportunity for us to really make a change.
How about you, Lisa? About
I
20
agree
seconds.
with Mariann. I think this is a tremendous opportunity for us to really take a hard look at ourselves and double down and say we can make a change.
Well, let's hope we do. I thank you all for being here. Lisa LeSage, Mariann Hyland, Dana Sullivan. It's a pleasure to have you here. I hope you come back again.
Thanks.
I want to thank all of you for watching. Thanks to my guests once again. You can always send us your comments. Follow us on Twitter at KGW Straight Talk. We'd love to hear from you. Join us next week. Have a great week. We'll see you for Straight Talk.